This is an emergency update. As of today, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals overturned the preliminary injunction on the Corporate Transparency Act. What that means in layman's terms is that you now have to you have less than a week to file with the Corporate Transparency Act with FinCEN and report your beneficial owner information or be out of compliance with the law. We need to get this out everywhere. Share this, please get this out to everyone. Nobody even knows. I just found out. And the day's more than halfway over. It's almost over. Okay? People don't know, and they're going to have less than a week to comply. So I'll tell you what my recommendations are at the end of this, but I want to talk about what's going on right now. On Thursday, as I mentioned in my last video, we were in court, and the judge was reluctant to move forward until some of the political landscape got resolved. And because there was already a preliminary injunction, she said we didn't need an injunction. We said, Your Honor, we understand, but our injunction is being sought on different grounds than these existing injunctions. So we would like to still move forward with our case based on our grounds, which are primarily First Amendment claims, right of association claims, whereas the injunction that currently exists is on 10th Amendment grounds. Now, I was worried about exactly this, if you remember from my last video, and here's why. The circuit courts are notoriously opposed to the 10th Amendment, okay? The federal government hates the 10th Amendment. It's pretty much across the board because the 10th Amendment says, hey, anything that we haven't explicitly granted to the federal government is reserved to the states and the people. And obviously, the 10th Amendment got trampled on basically within a couple of years of the founding. So they don't like it, and I knew it was really shaky grounds. I wish the judge had ruled a preliminary injunction on multiple grounds instead of just 10th Amendment grounds, but he didn't. So exactly what I was worried happened, but it happened a lot quicker than we thought it was going to happen. And this is super fishy. 4 days ago, we're in court for our own injunction. Then the courts in the Fifth Circuit, after ours has been temporarily dismissed and put on a 90-day stay, decide to make a ruling the day before Christmas Eve when all of the courts are closed up shop so that we can't emergency appeal this really fast. I've reached out to our attorneys, and I'm hoping that we can somehow get this judge on the horn and agree to an emergency hearing for our preliminary injunction. And pray for us, guys. Pray that we can get in front of this judge and that she makes the right call and gives us a preliminary injunction, a nationwide preliminary injunction to stop this case, to stop the Corporate Transparency Act from moving forward. Pray for that, guys, because that's what we need right now. So we need to get back in front of that judge and say exactly what we were worried about happened. The crazy part is that we were asking for certain concessions in our discussion, and the DOJ attorneys are like, there's no way they could enforce it very fast, so you guys don't need to worry about it. If the injunction gets overturned, it'll be a couple of months. You'll have time. Well, look what the courts just did. A week. You've got till January 1st to comply with this over the holidays. Everybody's packed up. Our CPA just called me this morning, and they're closing up shop for the holidays. So all these people who haven't complied because they thought they were protected aren't even going to know that they're out of compliance. So here's my recommendation, everyone. You have two options. You can comply. If you're going to comply, then only register the bare minimum. Only register the owner of the company or the owners. Don't register anybody else. It's going to take them years to sort out who's complying with their ill-defined law. So give them nothing more than what you have to give them, and then pray that we're able to overturn this ultimately. That's if you're really afraid of that. The second option is this: refuse to comply. This is bullcrap. They shouldn't be able to do this. And this is a huge stomping on our constitutional rights. And if enough Americans refuse to comply, it'll be impossible to enforce. And my bet is ultimately this gets overturned in the Supreme Court, which means that anybody who's in trouble for it will ultimately be liberated by it. But that is your alternative option. Do not comply with this and really tell the Fifth Circuit Court where they can stuff it.